Roll of the tape for this championship fight. 21-0 combined record. The Brazilian, 4 years the elder, 2 inches taller, will have a slight reach advantage. Here is Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on CBS Sports Network from Mohegan Sun Arena. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Flyweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman James Gessner, President of Sports and Entertainment Mr. Tom Cantone, Chief of the Mohegan Tribe Lynn Malerba, and supervising at cage side Director Mike Mazzulli. And now, first introducing the blue corner. At 5'6", weighing in 124.4 pounds, in her first world title fight, she enters undefeated. 10 wins, no losses. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, introducing the challenger, Juliana Velasquez. And across the cage, her adversary fights out of the red corner. The champion tonight at 5'4", weighing in 124.8 pounds. In her 5th defense of the title, she stands undefeated as well, bringing 11 professional victories without a defeat. By way of San Diego, California, she fights out of Honolulu, Hawaii, presenting the defending Bellator Flyweight World Champion, Ilima-Lei, the Eliminator, MacFarlane. And the referee in charge of the action, Dan Merliato.
All right, ladies, been through rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all time. I want you to protect yourselves at all time. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Best luck to both of you.
This is on the line. Someone will enjoy Christmas more than the other because they will be the owner of Bellator Gold. Will it be the challenger taking over or the champion retaining? Here we go! Tonight's Fight Clock presented by Geico, Ilima-Lei MacFarlane in the red gloves, the southpaw Juliana Velasquez in the blue gloves. And John, southpaw, a big point and something Ilima-Lei has talked about a lot.
Well, she's gonna have to win that foot position. That's a big part of fighting a southpaw, because when Juliana's able to get her right leg to the outside of Ilima-Lei MacFarlane's left leg, you're gonna see that left hand coming straight down the pipe, popping her head back.
I don't even think it's so much the foot position as much as it is all the takedowns are going to be done differently for Ilima-Lei now. She's normally used to fighting people who aren't southpaw, and if they are southpaw, they switch back and forth, is what she talked about. So she knows when to set up her takedowns. This is going to be a tough task for her. It's a whole different style of the way you have to fight someone you fight southpaws.
And Ilima-Lei did make the point, Josh, to all of us that Juliana does not switch from the southpaw stance.
No, she is a true southpaw. She stays that way, she fights that way, everything she does is from that direction.
Not the first southpaw that Ilima-Lei has faced, but definitely the most dangerous.
John, what I'm noticing right now, though, is the size difference. And that's the one thing that Ilima-Lei said. I saw her passing in the hallway, and Juliana is enormous. She's extremely tall and just physically built like a specimen. So she's just looks extremely athletic. It's just like a really good. Trying to get the words out here, John.
She's an athlete. There's no doubt about it. She is built like an athlete. She performs beautifully. She just right there threw that left hand, and one of the things that you're seeing straight off, if you've watched a lot of Ilima-Lei's fights, normally she does this exact thing you're seeing right here. She holds position, holds ground, and moves laterally. She's moving backwards a lot, and you know that moving backwards does take more energy to keep you in the fight.
What I don't like that I'm seeing out of Ilima-Lei right now is that she's moving her head and dipping her head left to right, but the problem is, though, she's dipping quite low, and Juliana likes to throw those kicks as well.
Hands up.
Na dúvida, mete duas rápidas no meio. Isso aí, tá vendo? Ela saiu.
The early feeling out process. Midway through round 1.
Mantém a finta.
Championship fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds.
Peito, para na dúvida vai no peito. Empurra ela.
The corner of the champion.
Isso aí. Ela quer jogar o combo para derrubar. Não pode ter medo. Entendeu? Quero você olhando essa mão pra gente pegar o golpe limpo nela. Aí, tá vendo? Tá vendo? Falei, não tem nada aí. Ela vai fazer só essa finta, não corre. Isso aí. Quando você quiser, você joga com tudo no queixo dela. Vai pintando.
What you're seeing right now with Juliana is figuring out the distance and the location and figuring out exactly the timing that she needs to launch her attacks with what Ilima-Lei is doing. This is not that, you know, they're both feeling each other out. You don't have to win every second of a fight. You've got a lot of time in a 5-round fight. There's good things about a 5-round fight that you have that time. There's bad things that you have to fight 5 rounds possibly. But, you know, you don't have to rush the fight.
This is how I thought Juliana would approach the first round, though. Knowing that Ilima-Lei was going to punch and try to get into the clinch, into the takedown position. She's fighting a very smart first round, getting the feel and the speed of what Ilima-Lei can do as far as takedowns and combinations.
See exactly how she enters on those shots. Once you get a feeling for the way she likes to come in to try to get that takedown, it's going to give you a lot of information.
I remember another Brazilian who would calculate early and conquer shortly thereafter.
Hands up.
Named Anderson Silva.
Tem nada, não tira, porque isso aí.
Has a beautiful front kick to the solar plex area. It's just like a hard jab.
Não aceita isso aí, ó. 30 segundos, Ju.
Josh, like you've said many, many times, you don't get paid by the minute. You get paid by the win.
Yeah, you don't want, no one wants to be in there for 25 hard minutes. I mean, it's great to talk about it afterwards. Oh yeah, it was great, I fought 25 hard minutes, but while you're going through it, you would like to get it done.
That said, in a 25-minute fight, much to John's point, no rush. 5 minutes in the books.
Break, good job.
Set for round number 2.
You ready? Let's go, fight.
The champion, the challenger, the fight continues. That first 5 minutes, John, a feeling out process, really for both women, which makes it kind of difficult for the judges to pick one, doesn't it?
Well, it does to a point, but you could really tell the person that was controlling the fight. Not that Ilima-Lei didn't have a little time with inside leg kicks that she was landing, but overall, you got to say that Juliana landed the better shots. She landed a couple of good straight left hands. You'd rather be Juliana than you would Ilima-Lei, even though there wasn't a lot there.
She controlled where the fight was taking place as well, and she continues to try to do so.
You see Juliana using her reach and her range very well, and at the end of that first round, she was able to hit her with that little push kick to the body. That's something I thought she was going to utilize a little bit more, but she probably will in a 5-round fight. That's that to me has always been better than a jab because it keeps you longer, also makes it harder for them to close the distance to get in on the takedown.
Yeah, I have a feeling somewhere in the training sessions that they decided that kicking was going to be something that they really limited. And so that push kick, which is really a great tool and weapon that she has been the person that's limited based upon knowing that Ilima-Lei is going to want to try to take her to the ground.
Isso aí, demorou, Ju, você demorou, tá tocando bem.
Third career 5-round fight for the challenger. 6th career 5-round fight for the champion.
Isso aí!
She went the distance in her last title defense. A dominant performance against Kate Jackson.
See right there, when you see Ilima-Lei making these mad rushes, what Juliana needs to do instead of backing off is laterally move, slider, foot out, spin off of it, and count.
You just did it right there, John. She must have heard you.
Isso. Não deixa ela. Isso aí. Isso aí.
Hijack that underhook. You start reversing it, you hijack it a little bit more.
Tira essa mão daí, isso. Vai
This is a position that a lot of people would have thought Ilima-Lei would have the advantage in, but I feel like she doesn't, given the background of Juliana Velasquez being in judo. Also, she's very experienced on the ground as well. She's not concerned about going to the ground. I think, obviously, for most, you probably want to wait until you get a little bit sweatier to drop to the ground. You know, and I know the first round was a filling out process, so they're probably not as sweaty as they normally would be if there was a brawl.
It's not preferable, but it's not something that she doesn't feel that she can't handle.
Não deixa ela te rodar.
In this position, Velasquez wants to outmuscle Ilima-Lei, which is something that MacFarlane talked about, how strong and how physically fit and imposing her opponent here tonight is.
Isso aí, não deixa, não deixa.
Here's the one takeaway, though. I'm like, look, we signed Liz Carmouche as well, and Liz Carmouche is physically strong. But guess what? They're not training partners anymore because Liz is signed with Bellator. So that's another thing to start taking away, is that during this COVID time, she didn't have some of her training partners that she had before. And Liz Carmouche would have been a good add addition for her preparation for this fight.
Tira ela, tira ela. Tira ela.
With the underhook, with every beautiful, Ilima. Start hooking the leg, let's start tripping her down.
So you're hearing Richie Martinez talk about hooking the leg and tripping it down. It's not going to be an easy thing, especially with the fence and with that judo background. The judokas, when it comes to trips, they are used to all of those trips. It's a very difficult thing to catch one in a position where it'll work.
Brazilian national champion, fell just short of an opportunity to represent her country in the Olympics. So the Bellator belt will be like the Olympic medal she was unable to attain. Final minute of round two. They're on the canvas for the first time.
See, but you look at that, and Ilima-Lei was the one that tried to set up that takedown, and Juliana comes out with the position on it. But this is not bad for Ilima-Lei, in my opinion. This is a good place for her to work from.
She's already working her legs up high.
She's very tricky, very crafty.
She swivels really well off of her back for the armbar transaction. Notice how she's locking her down, trying to keep her in close so she can bring the leg up and over. The flexibility with that 10th planet jiu-jitsu is key on a lot of their attacks.
Nobody have their hand on the mat as well. You have the options right now.
Richie Martinez, a black belt, under Eddie Brock.
10 segundos, isso, bate nela. Ela quer o teu braço, ela quer teu braço aí, isso. Bate nela, bate nela. Bate no corpo dela.
Set for the start of round number 3. Main event, Flyweight World Championship fight. Champion in the red gloves, challenger in the blue gloves. Both women unbeaten in their professional careers.
Aí, isso aí que não pode, pô. É no pé de trás, pô. No pé de trás, queixo pra dentro.
Big John, you gave round 1 to the challenger. How about round 2?
Round 2 goes to the challenger again. And it's not that, you know, Ilima-Lei is not doing some things well. She's just not doing enough right now. When she got the fight to the ground, she was looking to try to move towards a submission, but nothing ever came of it. Couldn't do anything from that position. So right now, I've got Juliana up 2 rounds to none. And it's just simple things like you just saw. Yep. Just hit her with a straight left hand. That landed flush. Nothing has really landed cleanly for Ilima-Lei at this time.
Not only is she longer, she turns that shoulder over beautifully.
Outside, head movement, hands up.
I really feel like Ilima-Lei's having a problem because of the southpaw stance. The combinations aren't there. She's having to dip her head to the opposite direction. The takedown is not there as well. She probably hasn't been able to practice shots in this position here. Now that she's in on the leg, see how she trapped the knee there? She's lifting. She's got to work on getting that trip. And get back up and keep the ankle.
She's a little long on that, a little far outside of it.
She's cut.
She took some shots when she had lifted the leg. Her head was tucked, but she was taking some clean shots in that position there.
The champion is cut.
Let's go, nothing, let's go.
3:15 on the clock, round 3.
I'm thinking that the cut might have happened when that takedown occurred and they clashed heads.
I was thinking the same thing, John. Yep. We see that so often because look at the forehead of Juliana. I don't know if that's a cut as well, or just
she had her head up underneath Ilima-Lei when she had her against the cage. So I believe that's where the blood came from. I don't think Juliana has a cut, but it's clear that Ilima-Lei did.
Yep.
Sometimes a cut will help wake you up, though. Sometimes a cut will help get you going. Hey, like, hey, now we're in this. Sometimes you gotta see a little bit of blood to feel like you're in a fight. What I like that Juliana's doing, though, is she's setting pressure, but she's not overcommitted on anything, so it's making it hard for Ilima-Lei to get in.
Nice little right hand connecting as MacFarlane tried to close in. Or that would be the right hand for the southpaw.
Isso aí, vai cercando ela. Ela vai correr pra bater. Isso aí. Só tá saindo, ó. O queixo tá alto no final. Não quero que choque no final.
There, go back.
Não quero que choque no
Ilima-Lei comes in and tries to throw a flurry that could lead to a potential takedown. Juliana's been able to retreat each time.
Right there.
Continua trabalhando a mão, pintando, fazendo ela errar. Deixa ela errar. Isso aí, perfeito. Perfeito. Ó, essa tá telegrafando muito essa mão aí. Você pode fazer o jab entra e sai. Não é só
2 5-round fights for Velasquez. One was a doctor stoppage in the final minute of the 5th. A victory, of course, for the unbeaten Brazilian. The other, she finished quickly, 3 minutes and 55 seconds. We're under a minute away from the championship rounds here in our main event.
Mike, our production people went back and looked, and there was no clash of heads. It could have been when Ilima-Lei was looking for that single leg. You saw Juliana open up with that hand, just hitting a couple of shots, and that seems to be what opened her up.
That's the problem with lifting the single leg and holding it there for a second. You got to keep your opponent moving, otherwise they're able to strike off of that and land clean shots.
20 segundos.
What I'm seeing that I need to see more from Ilima-Lei is she needs to commit to her striking more. She's lunging in with one, trying to get close enough to get it in the legs, but Juliana's footwork is just too good.
Oh, well done.
Nice little jump knee right there at the end of the round.
Let's take a look at it.
I believe she's actually cut before this right here.
It might be the fence, John.
It's possible. You know, it's hard to tell because you can't see anything. Then you'll see her right here as Juliana's grinding. You can see the drip coming down. So it might have been that it opened up against the cage.
That connected. It's a nasty slice.
Yeah, that's a clean, almost razor-like cut.
All right, round four.
And she needs to be very careful with taking her hands and putting it in there. It's her cut, it's her face. She can do what she wants.
Yep. So, John, after 3 rounds, as we enter the championship rounds, the champion is in a position where she's got to finish her challenger, isn't she?
Well, I'm in the position where I'm thinking that Juliana Velasquez is ahead of this. 3 rounds to nothing right now. So, yeah, she's either got to have dominant rounds in the next 2 rounds or she has got to get a finish. Right now, I haven't seen anything that's been putting her in a position where she's going to be able to do that.
Well, what we just saw right there is she needs to do more of that. She needs to close the distance, sliding her feet in, and then throw more than one and two punches.
You sure? Okay, wash your fingers.
Striking stats calculated by both women, controlled by the challenger.
You can see how the challenger, as each round goes by, more and more shots are getting in, they're landing.
On the outside, just a little bit more active, double up.
Ilima-Lei is going to have to open up a little bit more and take some more risks, Josh, because what she's been doing for the 3 rounds is not working for her, getting her where she needs to be.
Well, the issue that I'm seeing is the game plan that she had coming in was that in the 4th and 5th round, I'm going to drag her to deep waters and drown her. But you have to set a pace in the earlier rounds to get her to the deep water to drown her. And the pace wasn't enough, I think, to drown Juliana Velasquez. I saw her between rounds. She wasn't breathing heavy at all.
She's the one controlling the pace.
Keep that front leg, you got that too.
Juliana Velasquez said my striking will be my biggest advantage. I'm confident once we meet, and she said this a couple of years ago, once we meet, meaning Ilima-Lei MacFarlane, the champion, I will leave with the belt.
Well, what you're seeing right now, she's doing a better job of actually cutting off the angle instead of following. She's been following in the first couple of rounds. She was following too much. Like right there, she's starting to follow. She needs to take that step outside and cut that angle off on Ilima-Lei.
And now the nose is bloodied up of the champion.
They were working on her nose between rounds, and that last knee had landed right at the break.
Yep. Midway point, round number 4.
So Ilima-Lei needs, in this position, you need to use your feet. You've got to slide in and land shots. You're not going to make those lunges. When you make the big lunges, you're giving a tell. You've got to take your feet and just move yourself in these positions right there where you see Juliana taking a step towards you. Make your turn to step in and start landing shots.
If it was only as easy as you just said, that's the hardest part. Juliana Velasquez is brilliant in keeping her distance. Nice job right there, though, by closing the distance with the strikes, get into the body lock, and that outside trip.
This is a very important time with a minute 50 left in the round. Ilima-Lei's got the position that she wants, at least by getting the fight somewhat to the ground. She needs to take away that post to that arm so she can drive Juliana down to the mat.
Well, the way she can do it, John, is by trying to slide her feet more towards the fence, so that'll put pressure on Juliana's shoulder, make her try to readjust her hand.
And then grip things down to the mat if you need to right now.
She can also drive her upper body up over her a little bit more, put more pressure on her palm as well, and that'll start to make her break her elbow base.
Ela quer matar o teu braço para você bater as costas no chão.
Put her on the mat. We gotta do this now, Ilima.
This is when length and range plays a big difference. You see Ilima-Lei trying to reach and get to that wrist. She can't reach because Juliana Velasquez is so tall. She's lengthy, got long arms, long legs. She's trying to control her position, but she's so lengthy that she can't reach and grab the wrist at the same time and trying to control her leg.
She just lost the position of having the leg up. She doesn't have the figure 4 on it, but it's still in a position where it's basically off of the mat. I like the fact that she's going after all the little shots, trying to make Juliana move.
She needs to scoot her leg to the right, though, put her foot and ankle to that side.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's, again, a lot easier to say than do, especially when you're in this position.
20 seconds. 20 seconds, Ilima. Let's work.
Ilima-Lei can also drive her upper body up and over Juliana Velasquez as well. That'll help push her back flat to the mat.
Let's go. Keep on fighting. Right here. Let's start going ham. Go ham. Let's go. Go, go, go. 10 seconds. Give me some power.
Sem nada, sem nada.
Good round for the champion.
Wasn't enough, John. Wasn't enough for her to steal the round.
Oh, she definitely got the round. Ilima-Lei MacFarlane wins that round, but it's not going to be what we would say is a 10-8 round, which is what she needs to get in this last round to keep her title.
Most of that blood coming from her nose. But I mean, she's still breathing. It didn't sound good the way I
Very nice that right away, didn't hesitate, gets the hands locked, and right away is swinging that leg around for that outside trip. That's why she ended up getting it, because of the momentum that she had created.
It wasn't just the momentum, what it was you talked about earlier. Juliana Velasquez moved straight back, and that's what made the takedown easier. Had she cut the angle, that takedown wouldn't have happened.
True.
Or it'd been a lot harder to get.
Fifth and final round. 5 minutes remain. The unbeaten champion, the undefeated challenger.
Final round. Final round. Let's go, ladies. Fight.
Who will win our final title fight of 2020?
Fica atenta, tá? Não pode tomar queda.
Ilima-Lei MacFarlane, red gloves, blue gloves, Juliana Velasquez.
Sem deixar queixo alto.
Right there's what you need to see from Ilima-Lei. She needs to make those steps forward. That's it. Beautiful job. That gets her in deep. Now let's get the takedown. And if you're Juliana Velasquez, you want to fight this off, make her pay for getting inside, and go back to what you were doing of just picking her apart from the outside.
Beautiful, Ilima. Body lock and smash her down. You get a nice body lock right there.
Ilima-Lei needs to go, like you hear her corner yelling, go to the body lock, bounce her off the fence, bring her off of the fence, because she had more success getting the takedown out in the open than she did against the fence the whole fight.
Create a little bit distance between her and the fence.
Go for that trip again.
Good job done by Velasquez.
It's so, when you're watching the fight and you have something like that happen, it's that fence that creates that balance point, and then you normally go down, but you just bounce right off of it and you're still on your feet.
The fence is the challenger's friend right now.
Don't let her just stand there and steal this. Come on.
But that's exactly what you're seeing out of Ilima-Lei's corner is your time is running, so you can't just stay there. You got to make something happen now.
Something dynamic.
Well, and she's got the underhook, but you see the wizard that Juliana's holding. But you've got to, you say, I've got to create something. If it's take it to the backside, all kinds of things. You just go. Make it happen. If you end up losing it, you don't get it, at least you tried.
And the physical strength of Velasquez, certainly a factor in these championship rounds. As Ilima-Lei would normally be able to dominate and perhaps finish, as she's done in the past, in these situations.
You're right there, that's what I was talking about. If you take it backside, she just lost it when her hip hit. Juliana was able to keep that top position. But again, from this, one of the things you're doing, being out of 10th planet, there's all kinds of attacks. We'll start going to those, go to mission control, start swinging to an omoplata. I don't care, but I've got to create the attack.
She has 2.5 minutes to keep her title.
Yes.
She needs to do whatever it takes. Give up positions, attack positions. She needs to just throw it all out there right now.
Empurra ela na grade, esmaga ela na grade, mas ela vai usar a grade.
Trying to get towards that rubber guard.
Não deixa ela passar essa perna aí, Ju.
Ô, Ju,
Depois você levanta, Ju.
Vamos ficar em pé, Ju. Vamos ficar em pé. Fica em pé, Ju. We gotta start the submission. You gotta be outside there, then you get 2 minutes left, Ilima.
2 minutos. 2 minutos.
Quick distance between the
Isso aí, isso aí.
And it's Velasquez forcing the champion towards the fence.
We gotta work, we got 140 left, let's go! Safety wheel,
Juliana using a lot of pressure, using her head as that third arm, putting a lot of pressure on the chin area of Ilima-Lei to control her head.
What that does when you put your chin or your forehead under their chin, it keeps their back flat. Makes it hard for them to transition and scoot their hips out.
The Brazilian Douglas Lima holds the belt at 170. Patricio Pitbull has it at 55 and 45. Cyborg, the featherweight women's world champion, Velasquez, trying to take over the flyweight division.
55 left, Lima.
I would tell you, in my opinion, Ilima-Lei has got basically 45 seconds now to make something special happen, or Juliana's going to take that belt away from her.
I need you to be active right now, okay? Be active, go active. I need more activity right now. Knees, knees.
30 segundos, Ju.
30 seconds remain.
30 left, 30 left.
It's so easy to sit on the outside. These ladies have been fighting now for almost 25 minutes. Yeah, it's easy to sit there and say, oh, you need to do something. You need to get the takedown. When you fought this long, it's not an easy thing.
John, I feel like the story of this was Ilima-Lei's going to go back and realize that she just started too late. She didn't get going until the third round, the end of the third round.
This will be the first time Velasquez has gone the full 25 minutes. They go the distance. Velasquez and MacFarlane. The official decision is in. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in this world title fight, will go to your judges' scorecards. Your first judge, Sal D'Amato, scores it 48-47. Michael Bell sees it 49-46, and Judge Brian Miner scores it 48-47. All three judges have it for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the new Bellator Flyweight World Champion, Juliana Velasquez.
Juliana Velasquez.
Congratulations on becoming only the second Bellator Flyweight champion. That was a beautiful performance against a great champion. How are you feeling right now?
Parabéns por sendo a segunda campeã dessa categoria no Bellator e foi uma ótima luta. Fala como você está sentindo.
Primeiramente, eu quero só agradecer a toda a minha equipe, meus professores, a minha família, ao meu irmão, que eu sei que ele está aqui comigo. Essa sensação de ser campeã é incrível e eu espero poder responder com o título, né? E não só ter o cinturão aqui na cintura, mas nos meus atos, no meu dia a dia. É isso que é um verdadeiro campeão e é isso que eu espero ser.
She says she's very excited to finally be the champion, and she wants to thank her team, her family, and especially her brother, who she felt was here with her tonight. And her goal now is not only to be a champion with the way she performs, but also to be a champion outside of the ring and to carry that with honor.
Does the winning of that title, that belt, validate her as a champion as far as all of her athletic endeavors, being on the national team in Brazil with judo and now all through MMA? Does she finally feel validated as one of the best fighters in the world?
Isso dá validade, todos os treinamentos, todo esse tempo de competindo, e agora você é campeão do mundo, você já competiu em todos os outros eventos, mas como você se sente agora?
É como se eu tivesse vencido a Olimpíada. Para mim é uma medalha olímpica, né, vindo do judô, e não consegui, e acho que isso representa a medalha olímpica. Só no meio dessa pandemia, sabe o que aconteceu? Eu não relatei a ninguém, mas eu já estava quase parando. Um grande amigo meu, o Thiago Pereira, um beijo. Ele me falou umas palavras e me motivou. E eu acho que é graças ao que ele me falou, eu estou aqui hoje, não desisti. E obrigada.
Yeah, she feels that to her this is like a gold medal. You know, she wasn't able to achieve a gold medal in judo, but to her this is like like a gold medal that she didn't win in judo. And during this pandemic, she was kind of started getting a little depressed, unsure when she was going to fight. She was even doubting herself, and one of her good friends reassured her and gave her some positive words, and she appreciates his words, and here she is now.
Well, congratulations on winning that belt. You are the new flyweight champion. Wear it well. Beautiful performance.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Juliana Velasquez. John will visit with the former champion.
Ilima-Lei, you have been unbelievable as the first ever flyweight champion in Bellator. I know this is hard, but you fought, especially in the championship rounds, the 4th and 5th rounds, you were coming on. Do you feel like maybe if you just had a little bit more time, or if you had started earlier, it might have been a different story?
I mean, you could say it's like, oh, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, but at the end of the day, she just outperformed me. Yeah, I think it was more like I didn't find my groove till that takedown. You know, I wasn't trying to force anything. Her game plan was spot on, though. So yeah, at the end of the day, again, she's the champion. She deserves it.
Well, you have been an incredible champion. I want to thank you for the way that you've represented the sport, represented Bellator as the flyweight champion, and I know you're going to be back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. She's going to be an amazing champion. She deserves it all. Mahalo, everybody.
Congratulations to Juliana, the new flyweight champion. Back to you, goalie.
Big John, mahalo to Ilima-Lei MacFarlane for being such a great ambassador for Bellator and the sport. And obrigado.